Hello and welcome, I'm Lloyd. This is the Dressing Gown Diary. It's a preview show of round 2 of the 2017 Autumn International Series. Firstly, I'd just like to say best of luck to the HOE. The weekend's going to be good, the TFL brothers will be around you and I'm sorry I can't join you. Best of luck, son. So, moving on. What do we have to look forward to? It's a massive weekend of rugby. We've got Wales, Georgia, we've got England, Australia, Scotland, New Zealand, Ireland, Fiji, and it finishes off with France, South Africa. Last weekend was a great weekend of rugby, unless you were at Twickenham for a bore fest. Let's start talking about England first off. So they ground out the win against Argentina, which in itself is a good result because any win is a win. But I think 80,000 people weren't very happy with the money they paid to watch that crap. Let's be honest, they're going to come up against an Australian side who have attacking verve, who showed they took their opportunities against Wales. There were few and far between. Wales played very well, but Australia took their chances. Curtly Beer with a bit of magic. Was it a knock-on? At the end of the day, I don't think it really changed the result. It changed the pattern of play at the time, but Australia probably deserved the win. Can England find a way to be a bit more expansive? They certainly got gas in the back three. Jeez, Watson, May and Elliot Daly. It's unbelievable wheels, but can they find a way of releasing it? I think with Owen Farrell back in the mix in midfield, you'll see a much different England. He really has spin and pace to the attack in terms of his passing. So they'll look to play a bit more aggressively as well. That's why Cruz has gone. Many surprises about that. But the same thing happened in the Lions. He didn't front up enough after the first test, so gone. Eddie Jones wanting to get on the front foot, take Australia down, score some tries. We all know that Australia without the ball, with limited ball, are still dangerous. So you've got to make sure you close them down. Scotland, great win against Samoa. Perfect for the neutrals. Tries all over the place. 11 of them in total. But they are so porous. Can they play like that against New Zealand and not expect to get 50 put on? The answer to that is clearly no. They have to find a way of tightening up. Yes, we all love watching Scotland when they're throwing a ball around, but you can't play like that against New Zealand and expect to get anything except hammered. They really have got to focus, and I'm not sure they can close things down. They've still got exciting players, there's no question. Stuart Hogg is superb, so something to look forward to watching him. Ireland, performance of the weekend for Ireland against South Africa. Put them to the sword. Admittedly, they scored tries late on, but South Africa, having lost only by a point against New Zealand earlier in their season, they were put to the sword. They looked lost. Ireland were on top the whole way through. They have made a raft of changes, though, for their game against Fiji, with 13 changes in total. So they're trying to develop the size of the squad, which, with the Autumn Internationals coming through and some of these weaker teams, you'd expect them to do. But Ireland really did play with pace, accuracy, different running angles of attack. They stretched South Africa in a way that perhaps even New Zealand hadn't done. I don't think New Zealand, question then would any of the other teams apart from South Africa got close to Ireland on that form? It's a real question. It was a very, very clinical performance from Ireland, and it will certainly ask questions come the World Cup. Wales. Oh, again, they just can't find a way of beating Australia, but they did change their patterns of play completely. They opened the game up. They looked to tack down the wide channels. It was very expansive. It was exciting to watch. But at the moment, they were still a little ring rusty. They always are. Wales have now gone since 2002, since they won their first Autumn International of the series. So they're always rusty. And this showed it as well with a change of game plan that hadn't been seen by a Welsh team. Regression, selecting Jamie Roberts pulling him back into the squad. But I'm glad to see that he hasn't made the starting lineup for the Georgia game with 14 changes. Only Liam Williams remains, but he moves to fullback. Anyone that watches the Lions, surely this guy has to be at fullback. The opportunities he creates in counter-attacking rugby are amazing. He's electric to watch. Not scared of a tackle. Great player, want to see him in. And I'm glad to see Reece Priestland getting an opportunity. Anyone that's watched the Dressing Gown Diary for a while will know that I'm not a big Reece Priestland fan, or haven't been. But the way he's been playing for Bath, he's been knocking on the door. He deserves his opportunity against the Georgian side, who are pushing hard to join the 6-7 nations. If they can find a way for a result here, surely it puts World Rugby in a position where they have to do something. They have to bring them in. Time will tell. I will actually be in attendance with my two boys, Freddie and Theo. We will be cheering Wales. We're catching up with Uncle Di, Pip, Jamie and Megan, and we are catching up with the Dobsons as well, and also Uncle Colin. Good. It will be great to see you all over the weekend. Let's see whether you get to 5 minutes and 10 seconds to where your shout out was. Who knows? Although I won't mention it to you. I'll just wait to see for a nod. So there's a lot of rugby going on. I've had a look through. Anyone that backed Freddie's Flutter last weekend will have got even money on Ireland -5. They obviously smashed South Africa into next week. So this week, I fancy Australia on the handicap bet. You can get sort of eight to 9 points against England. So I'd have a go at that, and I'd actually back Australia to win as well. I know this might be unconventional, but I think England struggled last weekend, and Australia are the form side. So there's two elements. First one is go hard at the handicap bet, Australia +8.5, and then have a little touch as well at Australia to beat England. Have a great weekend. Catch you later. Cheers.